Who doesn't like cheaper car rentals? When you're traveling, renting cars is kind of an annoyance, right? We know they try to get you with extra charges. They're usually pretty dang expensive. That's why everyone is, trying to utilize Turo to some extent because people are renting out their own cars and they can get it cheaper. But there are definitely ways to get so much cheaper on car rentals when you play the game correctly and you know the right strategies. So I'm going to show you how I have done this in the past multiple times to get a Tesla for $42, right? And I've done it in the past to get a charger, multiple chargers, and how you can get access to luxury cars also by booking the cheapest rates. So we're going to break this down because most people are going to try to gatekeep it because they just feel like it. But either way, this is going to be extremely valuable for you if you travel at all, need to rent cars, go on family trips, fun trips, anything like that. We're going to show you how to get 50 to 60% off the daily rates of these cars and what you need to do. But I will say this, I'm not a financial advisor. There are some things I'm not going to mention just because I don't want anything bad to happen to the platform here. But the second piece is always book your cars. Like, do not pay for the insurance that the car rental companies have, because that is the whole point of a lot of the travel cards that you have available to you. They have primary car rental insurance, like the Sapphire Preferred card, and multiple cards as well. You can look that up on Google. Go ahead and look it up on Google what cards have primary rental car insurance or some type of insurance. That way you don't have to pay the additional $10, $20 a day for the insurance that the car companies are going to charge you, right? That is a massive play. And that is what's so great about some of these travel cards are the insurances that are available to you. So book it on one of those cards. I always book it with my Sapphire Preferred or one of my Chase Business cards because they have primary rental insurance. So do that. Book the cards with the cards that give you that type of insurance. But for one, let's talk about it. First of all, how do you even get, like, the first step of this is getting some type of status with the car companies, the car rental companies, National, Avis, Hertz, things of that sort. So easiest play, if you have the Platinum, you can get the Hertz President Circle just by having the Amex Platinum card, right? So with the Amex Platinum card, I will say Hertz President Circle, depending on the location, the days you're booking, right? There can be really good rates or there can be normal rates. Like, I booked my Tesla with the Hertz President Circle for $42 a day in Washington, D.C. For whatever reason, it was cheaper. I checked again a few weeks later, and it was like $98. So big swing in prices. So it can depend on the day with Hertz President Circle, but we are going to focus on how you can get national executive elite status, which is the highest status with national. Now, first of all, let's touch on the benefits. What are the good things about having elite status with the car rental companies? So the most important thing is their additional tax. They're like lower taxes and fees. You do get a little bit better rates, but it's nothing crazy if you just book through them like that without any other additional coupons or codes or anything like that. And the key thing is going to be Emerald Isle access and Emerald checkout. Why is this important? First of all, Emerald Isle access allows you to choose from a bunch of cars. There's different access points with all of the different car rental companies, and I'll show you how you can match status from one to the next to the next. But Emerald Isle access doesn't make you go to checkout or doesn't make you go to the front desk. You can do it all on your app. You can book it through your app with your reservation, drive the car, go to the checkout counter, give them your ID and whatever credit card you have on file, and you can head out. It's a simple, easy process. And you also get tons of cars to choose from. You get to choose from a ton of cars. So you can end up booking, the cheapest rate or the cheapest car, but you get Emerald Isle access. So you get to choose from other luxury cars, not like their top tier luxury cars, like the Maseratis and stuff. You can swoon your way through that if you want to at the front desk, get your sales hat on and do that. But you can get trucks and SUVs and Tahoes and Jeeps, things of that sort, and Chargers and just better luxury cars, higher quality cars, by booking kind of the cheapest option because you have Emerald Isle access. And then you don't have to deal with showing anything specific to the check-in counters. So that is the key importance of actually having some type of status with rental car companies. And you get, like I said, cheaper rates. Book those with the right cards. Fantastic. Great plus and add-on. Now, how do you get rental car status? Let me show you how, because this is something that you guys can all have access to, either from cards that you have and by, taking a lot of rental cars, I guess, as well. But it's a pretty simple process. I'll show you how you can do it. So for one, how I did it, you can actually status match to the car rental companies. So if you don't know, there's a website called Status Matcher. This is where you can actually check multiple different, partners, multiple different companies, from car rentals to hotels to airlines, and see if you can match the current status that you have. So in this case, we're looking at Best Western, because what we are going to do is we are going to take a current status that we have and match it to Best Western. They're going to give us diamond status over at Best Western, and then that can be matched to national. So what I did was I took the Hilton Gold that I have with Hilton and status matched it to national, or to Best Western. Simple. All you have to do is type in Best Western status match. Now, it's important because you might not have the Amex Platinum. You might have other cards. So all you got to do is look up on Google the best cards for that give you hotel status by just having them. So here we got 23 different cards: the Platinum card, Hilton Honors Gold, the Business Platinum, not really Hilton Honors Silver. You want to at least have Gold, right? The third tier of most of these spots, or most of these companies, you want to have kind of third tier status at least. So Hilton Honors Gold, the Hilton Honors American Express Surpass card, the Business Surpass card, the Aspire card, which gives you the best status with Hilton. Bonvoy, nope. Gold, Marriott Bonvoy Bevy, Bountiful, right? As you can see, there are tons of cards that you can get that will give you status. So what you're going to do, you're going to take a screenshot of your status and you're going to type in a Best Western status match. You're going to create an account with Best Western. They're going to match that status. If for whatever reason they deny you initially, just keep sending in, use AI to put in a message or create your own message, keep sending in the status or send in a different status that you have, right? And they will match it. Usually there really is never any problems. Sometimes it's a few days to get approval, but it's a simple process. Now, once you do that, once you status match, then you're going to take your Best Western Diamond status, match it to national. From national, right? The reason why national is great, it's just a simple, easy process with national. And then you can actually status match to multiple different car rental companies from national. So you can get status with multiple car rental companies from your national status. What they're going to give you is executive elite status at national. That's what gives you the Emerald Isle access. That's what gives you lower fees and taxes and young driver fees off, things of that sort, right? The pick of the litter in terms of cars. Good thing about that, right? You can status match that with, all of the other car companies. And you can also status match that with Sixt going down the line. After you status match, right, you basically take one of the next status matches from that company like Avis and then match it to another one and then match it to another one. If you travel internationally, Sixt is going to be your international partner. They are really good in terms of getting really good rates for car rental companies, and same kind of scenario. You can choose from cars. You can't necessarily use codes, which is what I won't talk about too much, but I do talk about that in my free community right over here, where I gave the game away in terms of how I status matched, how you can status match, and some of the codes and options that you can get much cheaper on those rates, which we'll talk about. So you can status match down the line and then get top tier car rental status. Simple process. You take a current status that you have and do that. Now, do you want the luxury cars? Do you want the larger cars? Like I said, what you want to do when you book is you want to book the cheapest rate. Now, what those rates are looking like, I just did a quick little rundown in Washington, D.C. again for April. Now, there are some things called codes. These are, if you work for a company, you likely get a code from that company if you're traveling on business. This is another way for you to get cheaper rates. now. They are 60% off, 30% off. Depends on the, first of all, the airport, and second of all, the time that you're booking, how many days, things of that sort. So what those codes will give you, right? So you get a little bit cheaper, like 10 to 15% cheaper if you just do your regular rates. Now, these are rates that I have just under executive lead. So those regular prices for just the cheapest basic cars were $63 a day, $77 a day. For a minivan, pickup trucks were 85, like Tahoes were like 200. Now, if you use codes, if you have access to codes, which we talk about some of the ones that I have used in the past in my community, you're getting about 20, 30% off just on those. $41 a day, $55 a day, $63 a day. But the thing is you are booking the cheapest car at $41 a day anyways, and then you're getting to pick and choose what you want to drive. So you're getting more value, you're saving more money, because Emerald Isle gets you access to the larger cars, gets you access to the better cars, gets you access to the more luxury cars, and you get to choose, right? You get more savings, you get more value, just book the cheapest option. All right? So that is how you can get status with the car rental companies, how you can utilize them for cheaper bookings. And second of all, right, when you have the status, you have less taxes and fees, you have less young driver fees, and then when you book with your card, the right card with the car rental insurance, then you also save money on that as well. So if you were to take the $63 a day, it probably ends up being $100 a day because of all the additional taxes and fees that they charge. So you get opted out of that because of the way that you're booking and how you're booking, right? So think about it that way as well. So as always, if you really want a better breakdown of this, like I said, we have my community Jet Set Credit, where I actually broke this down. We are not opening up quite yet, so send in your application. We'll have it there, and when I go live, I'll be going in there live once a week, helping you guys out, working with you guys, connecting with you, networking, giving you the game on how you can improve your credit, how you can access, all these savings on your travels by utilizing points and credit cards. So jump in there, like, subscribe. Let me know what the cheapest or the most expensive car rental that you've had, or maybe even the best car rental redemption, like the best kind of car. Maybe you got to drive a Maserati or a nice Mercedes or a BMW or something like that. Let me know how it was, what car rental company it was with, anything with that, and leave some value in the comments for others. And as always, I appreciate you guys hopping on. Hopefully this allows you to save more money on your next trip. And I will see you on the next video. Talk soon, y'all.